We're happy to have two acting giants with us this morning, Nathan Lane and John Goodman. They are coming together for the revival of one of the most groundbreaking plays in Broadway history, The Front Page. Nathan, John, good morning. Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Before I get to that, the year was 1978. Way back when you two worked together for the first time.
About this time of year at the Equity Library Theater on
Yes.
103rd Street.
What was the show?
Midsummer Night's Dream, which had a disco theme.
Yes, it was the disco version.
And John and I and Dan Florek, who's also in the play, who when I saw him said, every 38 years we have to do this.
We got to get together.
What was your impression of him at the time? What was your impression of him back in 1978?
Well, he was extremely fun. I'd seen him before in a comedy review with a friend of mine from college, and he was funny. He's a really hard-working actor.
Well, you know, he was playing Oberon. He was a dashing leading man. And
he's 185 pounds.
of pure talent.
So the story goes, you run into Scott Rudin at a party, and he says, I want to work with you. I want to do a show. What show do you want to do? And you pick The Front Page. Was that
well, it wasn't
warped story?
Quite that Hollywood, that casual. You know, we were talking about things, and when talking about titles, and it came up, and he had seen it. There was a famous production in 1969, and with Robert Ryan and Bert Convy as Hildy Johnson, and so he thought it would be a great idea to do it on Broadway, and was very brave to take it on because there's so many people.
It's like a cast of 20 something,
25,
right?
Yeah.
When the show was first on Broadway, John, which I think was 1928 or something like that, it was groundbreaking because it was considered profane. It was considered shocking. There were a lot of words in the dialogue that actors had not spoken on stage before. That must have been the big attraction for you to do the show. Yeah. Does it hold up? Does it still feel like something the audience is going to, you know, obviously people curse on stage all the time now, but does the show hold up over the years?
Well, absolutely it holds up. It was extremely well constructed. It's funny. You love the characters, and you want to know what happens to them. You get a lot of information in the first act that holds up and really pays off in the other two acts.
The great thing about it is you can sense, you know, it's obviously new people are seeing it who've never seen it before, and you can hear them being shocked or surprised by twists in the plot, or you know, I have the last line in the play is one of the most famous curtain lines in history in the American theater, and every night now I can hear them. They're like totally shocked because of what I'm about to do. When you know, there's nothing better than that, than surprising them.
The dialogue, the profanity aside, is rapid fire. I mean, it is fast paced. I think somebody said it takes a lot of vocal stamina. How do you prep for something like that?
We have a brilliant woman named Kate Wilson who comes and warms us up every evening, but everybody all day is usually, you know, just getting loose.
What's your warm up?
Prescription drugs. Yeah, no, you do have to. It really is almost like doing a musical. You do have to warm up beforehand because you could hurt yourself. There's so much yelling and screaming.
My eyes hurt.
Do they?
That's all. That's all I got.
At this stage in your career, still jitters for opening night? After all, what are you? This is like 25, 22 shows on Broadway?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah, well, I'm a wreck. It's always nerve-wracking. I mean, you know, you wanted to, you know, especially if you said, well, why don't we do The Front Page? And if it doesn't go well, you know,
He broke a guy's arm last night.
Yeah, that happened.
Got in his way.
Yeah, that's it. So you got to see this show. Between the prescription drugs and the violence and the profanity.
Really.
It has everything.
Yeah, it's, no, of course, but it's when you're with a company of actors like this, like John Slattery and Robert Morse, and it goes on, all these wonderful people. That's the fun of being a part of an ensemble like that.
I can't wait to see you guys together. It's always nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. The Front Page currently in previews. The opening is at the Broadhurst Theater on October 20th.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here. to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.